Have fun with the weekend's highlights of the European League of Football, presented by Ghazi, the official main sponsor of the ELF.
And it's not Audash, it's Shizmansky. Wojciech Shizmansky with the kickoff, and we are underway. Divine Buckram with the carry out to about the 33-yard line. But not before Reese Horn can plant the flag even deeper into Panther territory. Holmes trying to get busy once again. There's a completion inside the red zone. Takes up a spot as a H-back. In a formation also featuring Bayerainen, throw into the end zone to Bierbaumer, touchdown Vikings. Well, a fellow we didn't see quite as much of last week against the Paris Musketeers, but when Ben Holmes, the number 8, left to play here in the first quarter, as Oltender moves across the formation in motion. Option from Irons, calls for the snap. Throws the ball upfield, a well-placed ball. Errol Stewart on the receiving end of an absolute thread-the-needle work. They didn't get it. Where the Vikings will put the ball in play. Holmes now looking to throw the ball underneath to Reese Horn, and Horn scampers into the end zone. Touchdown Vikings. Oh, unique Selly from the man from Indy. Let's see if we can't decipher the... Winds up and tries to put a couple of megahertz into this one. Taken on the goal line. And now Irons facing the 3rd and 10. Irons not given much time at all to allow anything to develop. Flips the ball out to Brzezowski, and Brzezowski picks up the first down. A good heads-up play from both Irons. Resume activities on the field. Have an offside on that. No flag. And the Vikings say that they've pounced on the ball, and now the Zebras tend to concur as Meyer sets up to form the third of a trips formation to the top. Holmes now has to look over there. Guns one deep to the end zone. Touchdown, Reese Horn. Well, Reese, what's the Selly going to look like this time? Oh, yeah. We're just going to boogie in the end zone now. Reese Horn's got a whole stack of them. Well, the Panthers have unfortunately allowed Reese Horn to show 2 out of his repertoire. And unless the Panthers can defensively for the Purple People Eaters back out of the field, and DJ Irons in what has to be a pivotal drive for the Panthers. If they want to entertain a prayer of getting back into this ball game, they are going to have a successful offensive drive. Irons back in, awaiting the shotgun snap and winding up, but he does not get a chance to get the ball away, and is tackled by no less than 3 of the Purple People Eaters. Noika, Swankar, and Co. That's fantastic merchandise for both the Panthers, Vikings, or whoever your team may be. As Irons trying to get his team upfield, but has a bunch of guys with white shirts. Here's Irons. On 3rd and 15 with 42 seconds remaining. Gets flushed out of the pocket. Guns one upfield. Complete yet once again. And there is the one-time Laker. Irons wanted to keep it himself and got tripped up by a turf monster. Vikings might be one of the few that can actually use that in the same context as an NFL team. Kari Bayerainen chugging away down 2 and into the end zone. Touchdown Vikings. Well, it almost looked like he was going to get off track, but Bayerainen kept the locomotive on the rails. And and opens up the scoring in the second half, right where the Vikings left off in the first. And, the opposition run up a bunch of points, and then they're going to bet heavily on themselves. I would just like to see them get a little bit more competitive. And this is one way to do it. Grozovsky to midfield. Spread formation now for Irons. Calls for the snap. Kotlars, and Kotlars is deposited short of the line of scrimmage. It's just the way the formation pans out. And in fact, that is Kempka. Tomasz Kempka. Well within the red zone. Trying to find some room out at the perimeter. Did not get any kind of isolation out there with Stewart as and a 4th and 6. This is really kind of for all the marbles here. The empty set. All thrown into the end zone. Touchdown! Well, you dance with the girl you brought, and in this case, DeMarcus Irons Jr. hooks up with Darrell Stewart Jr. and the junior prom snapped the ball from their own 47. Bierbaumer evens up the formation. Well, that was a very lonesome and fearful moment for Ben Holmes. The result is a 3rd down, just a little bit under 10 yards to go as Holmes loads up and tosses one down the far sideline, and that is picked off. Interception for the Panthers, and still active in returning the ball is Jablonski at midfield. Power to make those seconds and minutes disappear from the stadium clock. Holmes loads one up, has Flo Bierbaumer, and he is into. Hayarainen. Following his blocks, being patient, found the daylight he was looking for. Georg Marks now in there as an additional blocker, and Vagan. Nothing vegetarian about that running. Florian Vagan busts into the end zone and throw up another Wurstchen on the grill because Flo Vagan came to eat as well. And more or less a Viennese waltz as they have waltzed over these Panthers. Stewart to rely upon, but for now enjoying his time in Vienna and playing for the Vikings. As is this fellow at the moment, Benjamin Liedelbauer. Fantastic mix of homegrown talent, E-import, A-import. Very good team assembled now. And Tasic, who's already gone 5 of 5 with extra points, will now attempt a 25-year-old, 25-yard. Just trying to reconnoiter the old audio system here as we have hit the 1-1-1 mark, and Irons lets one fly to the end zone. Touchdown. Well, if you're going to pick up a little consolation TD in the last minute of the ball game, that's an Irons flushed out of the pocket, thrown off the back foot, out of bounds. Try is no good. Zabo getting the opportunity to clean things up for Ben Holmes. And that will be the last play of the ball game as time runs out